Be sure to catch the next episode of Just Talking It Up on iTunes, Stitcher, your favorite podcast app, or on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
Hey, you forgot our names.
No.
You did. You forgot our names.
Don't be silly. I'm Janet, you're Crash, see?
She's just like a goose. She wakes up in a new world every day.
It's the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 24th of January. I'm James Spann. Little icing possible on bridges early tomorrow, late tonight, mainly north and east of Birmingham, and maybe some severe weather next week. Let's get in there and talk about it. We'll check the Skycam shots. Colder air lagging a little bit this afternoon, not quite as far south as projected at 2 o'clock. That's Birmingham. And they're sitting in the middle 50s. We thought we might be in the upper 40s now, but if you go north, they are in the low 40s up in the Tennessee Valley. So I'd say it's about 40 miles displaced from where we thought it would be at this point. There's the Chehaw Skycam in East Alabama, filtered sunshine there. And looking right down the Tom Bigby River at Demopolis, that's the Skycam at the Civic Center where we got a mostly cloudy sky there. We've got troughing over the northeast United States. We still have a northwest flow aloft, and there's the surface boundary, which is now near US 80 down to the south. And up north, we have a 1,040 millibar high that's sitting around International Falls, Minnesota, representing the core of some pretty cold air. And again, there's your thermal contrast. Huntsville, Decatur, 42. You cross the front, Montgomery, it's 64. So temperatures on either side of that front varying by 20 to 25 degrees. And the cold air will continue winning the battle for North Alabama tonight. And as those numbers come down toward the freezing mark, you know, there could be some freezing rain after midnight. There's a look at the national temperatures, and again, you can see how that new progression of cold air is really working its way south. Look at the tight gradient over Alabama. A huge thermal change from those mild 60s down south to 30s not that far away. In fact, it looks like it's in the 20s up in Kentucky right now. No real changes in the current watch situation, the watch warning. The counties in purple, that is a freezing rain advisory for areas north and east of Birmingham late tonight through about mid-morning tomorrow. Includes Cullman, Aniana, Pell City, Asheville, Sylacauga, Talladega, Anniston, Gadsden, Boaz, Fort Payne, Center, Leesburg, Heflin, Clay County, Ashland, Lineville, Roanoke, Wedowee. And not so sure that northwestern part of Alabama gets any up there around the shoal. Just pretty iffy, but I think the northeastern part does. And the main issue, it's patchy bridge icing. We note the Weather Service in Georgia has issued a freezing rain advisory for the Atlanta metro for tomorrow morning, in case you're headed that way, and a winter storm warning for icing over northeast Georgia for areas north and east of Atlanta. And around the nation, you can see the issues there extend up into Tennessee. Almost all of Tennessee is under some type of advisory, and to parts of Kentucky and North Carolina. And again, I think we'll see more advisories being issued over the next couple of hours northeast of there. Rain for the next 5 days. This carries us through Tuesday evening of next week. The better rains from near Tyler, Texas, up to Grand Rapids, Michigan, over 1 inch there. And our big rain probably just beyond that period, maybe late Tuesday night or Wednesday of next week. And maybe some severe weather. We'll see. This is the freezing rain percentages, the chance of greater than 1/100th of an inch of ice accumulation. And this is valid from 6 o'clock this evening until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And you can see the better probabilities are centered over northeast Alabama. In fact, the 80% chance of that over Jackson, DeKalb, and Cherokee counties. So if you're traveling, that's your icy trouble spots there tomorrow morning. We'll go to the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 12 noon tomorrow. Again, we have a northwest flow aloft, some energy passing through, squeezing out some rain. There's a surface front coming in as well. Rain not all that heavy. Rain should be about under 1/2 inch. Let's look at the 4-kilometer NAM. This is valid at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The blue line, that's your freezing line at the surface, if the model is right. And as we often say, models don't handle shallow layers of cold air very well. It could be farther west than that. It probably will be, but this is certainly suggesting a very good chance of freezing rain tomorrow morning for Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, Cleburne, and Randolph counties, and over into Georgia. The farther west you go, it's kind of iffy. And then by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the freeze line is almost out of Alabama. It's still hanging in there up around Jackson County and DeKalb County, but boy, that's a problem up. Boy, look at East Tennessee. That is a mess up there with potential for heavy freezing rain. That could be pretty nasty up around the Cumberland Plateau. This is the RPM The high-resolution RPM, and this is valid tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, the pink shades, that's freezing rain. And again, that kind of confirms the original idea we had, the better chance of freezing rain, Athens down to Gadsden, Anniston, and Roanoke. This will be, be pretty light. For us, this is not a heavy rain event, so the icing should be light. But again, understand the issue. It's spotty bridge icing, mainly north and east of Birmingham. Blacktop roads will be just wet. It's just raining. This is very shallow, cold air. But if you're traveling, watch for the ice on the bridges and the overpasses. You don't want to get into a wreck and have your day ruined early tomorrow morning. And we've got some school delays already up in the Tennessee Valley, and we'll just see how the school systems evaluate this. But we should be above freezing clearly by mid-morning, 9 to 10 o'clock. After that, just rain. All right, let's go through the rest of the forecast here. This is Saturday. Should be a dry day, a seasonal day. High Saturday afternoon should be in the mid-50s. Start the day around freezing. Pretty much the same thing on Sunday. Upper 50s, maybe flirting with 60 as the winds kick into the south. So a pretty decent weekend coming up. Now, next week, there's your trough in the west. Our midweek weather will be determined how that thing lifts out. And we don't have skill this far in advance on being really specific, but let's look at how this run handles the event. This is Monday. We're still dry. We warm up. We'll be up in the mid-60s. And Tuesday, the latest GFS is printing a high of 70 degrees. Woo! And off to the west, storms are erupting over Memphis and Little Rock and Shreveport, and SPC has outlooked that area for a risk of severe weather on Tuesday. The latest run a little faster. This is Tuesday night at midnight. The storms are coming in here. So this run of the GFS has the main band of storms Tuesday night, and this is Wednesday. They're out of here as colder air begins to move in. And there's the trough you can see Wednesday. But again, I think the slower solution is right. I think we'll target Wednesday. And clearly with temperatures up around 70, there will be some instability. But whether the dynamic support, the lapse rates, the helicity, everything else falls into place, we just don't know that yet. So maybe some active weather Wednesday of next week with strong, maybe severe storms. We'll get there a little deeper. This is the 6th of February. Ooh, that's a kind of wintry looking deal there. A low in the Gulf. Maybe some winter weather mischief on the northern flank of that precipitation mass. And the end of the forecast on the 9th of February, we are dry and cool if this is right. That is it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't forget to watch us on ABC 3340 News, the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10. I'll be down at the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.